Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Crom 2000, aka Daryl Friesen. What you're about to listen to is another chapter from something I've been working on for a while. It's regarding the Lost Creek Mine. It's a fictional story combined with all kinds of elements of truth. Okay, but I decided to put it up on YouTube as a audio, and I don't know. I mean, people watch it, but there's not a lot of people saying if they like it or not, if they want more of it, they hate it, nothing. So if you do like what you're about to hear, if you heard any of the Secrets of the Lost Creek Mine, hit the like button and help me out, okay? Because if you want more, you have to help me out. You have to like stuff. I mean, let's just hope. Yeah. Anyway, what else can I say to you? I'm sorry there's no Curse of the Frozen Gold season 2. I'm sorry. They left the whole audience out there that loved the show, liked the show, they left you all hanging on a cliff. And I apologize for that. They left me hanging on a cliff in ways that are beyond comprehension. And I sincerely apologize for that. I can't discuss the reasons why there's no season 2. I'm not going to discuss them because with that show you just never know. But being said, they left it on such a cliff, and there's so much more to explore, and there's so much history out there still needs to be explored in BC that's going to get lost. You know. Anyway, I'll continue to read you Secrets of the Lost Creek Mine. This is Secrets of the Lost Creek Mine Part 3. Alright? So here we go. Just 1 second. Thompson opens his eyes in the dark. Blood drips from a wound on his head. He can barely move his left arm. He fumbles in the dark and finds his headlamp. Switching it on, he begins to climb, slowly, out of the darkness. Thompson reaches the top of the tailings pile and looks down upon Daryl and Greg, who at the moment turn and follow the left-hand tunnel. Thompson follows. He slips on a rock and it bounces loose from under his feet, crashing into the darkness. "Did you hear that?" Kaiser says as his ears catch the sound of the falling rock. In his gut, he has a bad feeling. Thompson is still kicking. Greg suddenly stops in his path in shock at what he sees in front of him. "Stone stairs," he gasps. What kind of a miner makes stone stairs? The prospectors descend further into the earth with the light of Kaiser's headlamp. Thompson watches from behind, up on top of the tailings pile, behind a jagged rock. Chapter 7. An unexpected discovery. The 3 prospectors follow the stairs to the bottom and come into a room where the stairs stop. The floor looks to be made of carved stone. Look at the floor, it doesn't look natural. It looks like giant stone blocks you find in Cuzco, South America, used by the Inca. "Look at these," Greg gasps in excitement, in his voice echoing through the cavern, heard by Thompson, who stops in his path as he reaches the bottom of the stairs, sneaking up on the prospectors, who are too lost in jaw-dropping wonder to notice the old villain Thompson sneaking up behind them. "How do you kill all infidels?" Thompson thinks to himself, as his hands pull out his large hunting knife, which he will use to chop off Daryl's head. That's me. This Thompson guy is based on a real motherfucker, okay? Anyway, under the gaze of Thompson's headlamp, the 3 prospectors look inside a small side chamber, where there are 2 skeletons shackled to the wall, and several ledges carved in the walls containing larger skeletons. Kaiser looks closely at one of their heads and gasps. "That head does not look human," Kaiser says. "What do you think they are, aliens?" Daryl grins. No. They're much better than that, actually," Kaiser explains. "They're Sasquatch bones," as he takes a closer look. "And we're in a Sasquatch tomb, Daryl and Greg. We found the mother lode." Kaiser says, "The mother lode. This is bigger than anything." Yes, you have, and it's all mine, infidels, Thompson yells from the shadows, screaming and swinging his knife, trying to chop the base of Daryl's neck. Daryl jumps out of the way, crashing into the wall of the cave. Greg stands in front of Thompson with his fists clenched. Let's end this now, Thompson, he yells. Yes, it's time for you to die, Lost Creek found, Thompson says, charging at Greg with fierce slashes of his knife. Greg slams his fist into Thompson's gut, sending him sprawling across the cavern floor. Kaiser puts his gun to the back of Thompson's head. Stand up, Crusader, or I will send you back to whatever imaginary god you believe in very quickly. Thompson stands up slowly, and Daryl struggles to his feet. No, I'm not sure what this Friesen bastards did to you, and I don't really care, Kaiser yells. He's supposed to come to the Gadsby with me and not with a TV show. He's a sellout, and he was not supposed to go in with Marduk himself, Thompson snarls. Marduk? Who the hell is Marduk? Kaiser asks. The guy with the alien tattoos and Curse of the Frozen Gold. Thompson curses, spitting. I had a chance to go in there, so I took it. Helicopters are expensive, Daryl explains. It was half my claim at the time. Too bad, Thompson. Besides, I even sold you your half of the claim. I was never going to cut you out of anything, but if I had known that the mental case you were going to turn into, I might have, Daryl yells. I also didn't know that the trip was going to launch a TV show, Thompson. I even tried to bring you in, but you had to turn on me, threatening to kill me and my family. Like it says in the Old Testament, an eye for an eye, no mercy, hellfire. You actually declared a holy war on me, man. You told me you used to pray next to your house around a stone circle with fire in the middle and burn goat's blood or goat's fat, praying to Yahweh for my death. Yes, you are Belloc and deserve to burn in hellfire, Thompson curses. Daryl feels the rage grow within, his rage blinding him to any hope of a truce. He cocks his old .38 and points it at Thompson, his finger wrapping around the trigger, so badly wanting to squeeze the trigger and spill Thompson's brains on the back of the cavern. You really do actually deserve to die. Nothing is sacred to you, Daryl yells. Now listen to me, you punks, Kaiser orders. There's enough artifacts in here to get all the world interested. You really want to go to jail for shooting this punk, Friesen? Finding these Sasquatch bears will make us all rich, and we'll have the world by the balls. Let's not kill each other now, Kaiser yells. This is National Geographic around the world stuff, man. Screw Curse of the Frozen Gold, Kaiser suggests, with a mad grin on his face. Kaiser is right. This find is better than the Lost Creek mine, Greg replies. So you two save your battle till we explore this place and get this stuff out of here. Is that a deal, Thompson and Friesen? Both Daryl and Thompson are quiet for a moment. Deal, Daryl replies, lowering his .38. Deal, Thompson grumbles. Kill each other when you get out of here, Kaiser suggests. Greg walks over to one of the skeletons on the floor and looks at it closely. Daryl, fucking freaky, man, Greg mumbles with fear in his voice. What is? Daryl walks over to look at it and says Kaiser and Thompson. It's the same skeleton we found at the front of the cave the last time we were here. Who brought it back this deep into the cave? Greg wonders. Perhaps a living Sasquatch? Daryl suggests nervously. A living Sasquatch that knows this place exists, Kaiser gasps, taking a new clip out and reloading his gun. We need to document this place or no one is going to believe us, Greg says as he starts taking pictures of Daryl and Kaiser, close-ups, pics of Sasquatch skulls and their burials. Suddenly a stomping and a crashing can be heard coming from down in the caves. I told you whoever dragged the skeleton from down below is coming back, Greg gasps. Thompson walks over to one of the Sasquatch bears and grabs the skull of one of the Sasquatch dead, snapping from the neck of the Sasquatch body. The sounds of breaking bone echoes through the cavern. Son, Kaiser states as he watches Thompson's grave robbery, you're going to hell for that one. But what proof is there more do you need if you take that, really, Kaiser suggests. I'm going to win this time, Friesen. I got the proof, Thompson yells as he turns and runs into the darkness of the cavern, leaving the Sasquatch tomb behind, clutching the Sasquatch skull in his hands. I knew he wouldn't play for the team, Daryl says, taking out his .38 revolver and reloading. Kaiser, you got any more ammo for this thing? Greg turns and runs after Thompson as Daryl reloads. The smashing and stomping grow louder from below, followed by a deep gurgling growl. I told you the owner of this place is coming back. Move, Kaiser yells. Daryl and Kaiser run after Greg deeper into the caves. Thompson limps in the dark, his bullet wound from the first battle sinking in deeper. He turns a corner and ahead there's a dim light off in the distance. He has found a way out. Greg soon sees the light. We're almost out, he yells. Kaiser and Daryl follow. Thompson hobbles faster now towards the exit, the skull still clutched in his hands. Then, a large, hairy Sasquatch steps out of a tiny side chamber in front of Thompson, stomping him in his tracks. Thompson raises his pistol to the creature and fires. Kablam! Kablam! His shots ripping into the creature's guts. The Sasquatch starts screeching at a deafening high volume, so loud Thompson drops his gun and clutches his ears. Daryl drops his gun and grabs his ears, and in seconds, everyone is clutching their ears in paralyzing agony, falling to the floor of the cavern. Then the Sasquatch stops screaming and grabs Thompson, ripping him off his feet, smashing him against the wall of the cavern furiously, then dragging him off into the side chamber and disappearing with Thompson into the mountain. Now's our chance, go for it, Daryl yells as the three explorers run as fast as their bodies will carry them towards the light and out of the cave, running past the crack where the Sasquatch vanished with Thompson. Sounds of bones cracking and screaming can be heard coming from the bowels of the earth, down where the Sasquatch took Thompson. Daryl stops running for a second and listens to the blood-curdling sounds of agony, and he knows Thompson is getting what he deserves, and Daryl is glad. The three prospectors burst into daylight on the side of a jagged, snowy hill. Kaiser looks around, expecting to see the Lost Creek Canyon right in front of him, and his location, but the caves have come out in a much different spot. This is not my canyon. We're too far away, Kaiser gasps. The three prospectors stand on a narrow ledge with a huge snowy glacier next to them. The ice wall drops down to a solid ground. There's a huge peak off in the distance. Growling and crashing sounds come from in the caves behind them. It's not stopping, it's coming for us, Kaiser yells. We need to get out of here now. Greg looks around frantically for a way off the ledge, just as a Sasquatch appears from the cave, howling with primal rage. Daryl turns and jumps on the ice and slides down the mountain. Greg and Kaiser look at each other and follow, sliding down the icy mountain and smashing into a snowy cushion at the bottom that breaks their fall. The Sasquatch lifts a jagged rock over its head and throws it at the escaping prospectors. Look out! Daryl screams, the giant rock flying through the air towards them, smashing into the ground, breaking into pieces with a cracking, smashing crash. Daryl, Greg, and Kaiser roll down a clear slab of granite into a small gully as the rock explodes around them. The three prospectors lay at the bottom of the gully in silence, wonder, pain, and exhaustion, listening to the wind howling over the mountaintops. That's the end for now. If you got that far, let me know. Like what you heard. Say something. Comment. Please don't tell me it's just all worth nothing. It's all about just... Anyway, out.